After the review of the last projector I done, I got quite a lot of people messaging me on my inbox asking me if I'd ever recommend the projector as a replacement for a TV and how a projector would perform in daylight and how it would perform with the lights on in the room. So as you can see, the lights are now on in the room and the projector screen is very vibrant. It's very viewable. I'd have no problem playing games or watching TV or sports, even watching a film with the lights on in the room. If it was the first time I was watching a film, I'd probably want to turn the lights off because it does wash out the colours just a little bit. I'll go ahead and turn on the TV and try and get as much of both images as I can in the screen so you can see the difference between a normal LED TV and what the projector is giving out. As you can see immediately, the TV is a lot more, it has a lot more vibrant colours, but the projector is very, very usable in a well-lit room. My ceiling has 3 lights on it, so it's a pretty well lit room, and side by side you can tell the TV's got better contrast, but the projector is very usable, and if you were going to use it to play games or to watch films, you really wouldn't have a problem using it in a well lit room. And let's just take a quick look at what it's like in daylight. This was taken at around 12 o'clock. As you can see, the curtains are drawn, but there's quite a lot of light coming into the room, and the image is viewable. With the curtains drawn, you can watch it. I mean, it does look washed out. So I'll go ahead and I'll open the curtains and I'll show you what it's like during the day if you want to have the curtains open. As you'd expect, it pretty much makes the screen unwatchable, which you know really is expected. But this is just to answer the question again to those people who wanted to know if they can use a projector as a replacement for a TV. So let me just go ahead and open the curtains up. There we go, it's one of the 2 curtains open. Let's go ahead and open the other one too. There we go. As you can see, it pretty much washes out the image. So for anyone that was wondering what it's like for day use, say you wanted to get it for Sky HD and you wanted to have it in your living room to watch football on a Saturday afternoon with your friends invited around, not a problem even with the lights on, but you would have to draw the curtains. So if it's a hot summer day, it's probably better to set it up in a different room, to a room that you plan on spending the whole day in, because you would need to black out the room pretty well. As you can see, I've gone ahead and drawn the curtains again, and the picture is now viewable again. It would certainly be okay to watch football then. Okay, I've just captured this. I'm actually glad that it happened. This has happened 4 or 5 times in the last 5-6 days of heavy use. As you can see, there's nothing on the screen. I'd actually had the PlayStation home screen up on the screen. I inserted a Blu-ray, and this is what's happening. I've never had this happen on my TV, so I know it's not a problem with the PlayStation. There's a PlayStation connected up to the projector, and the fan noise on the projector keeps going extremely high and extremely low. It's almost like it's trying to bring up the image, but it can't do it for some odd reason. I then went ahead and removed the disc, put it back in, and it brought up the image, the PlayStation home screen again, and it worked fine. Now I don't know if it's a problem that it has with the PlayStation, given that it has certain problems with a Sky HD box. I don't know if it's a firmware issue here, but I just thought I'd point it out. So if you do get one of these projectors and it does happen to you, you're not alone. Here we go. I simply pressed eject and I'm back now on the PlayStation home screen, and the noise that the projector was making is the same noise that it makes when you go from a blank screen, such as when you press play on a DVD, compared to when the film starts playing. So it does seem to be a problem with the firmware of the projector. This time, as you can see, I just went back to the PlayStation menu, press play, and all of a sudden we have the spinning disc on the top right, and it seems to be working again. Now, if you are a Sky HD customer and you've got one of these Sky HD boxes, unfortunately I have some bad news for you. If you planned on watching any 3D movies or 3D sports, you're going to have a problem when you connect this up to your projector. I first noticed it when I tried to watch football and I saw bright flickering. I thought it didn't seem right. I tried to put on something else and I still saw bright flickering. I thought maybe it was a projector, so I would go ahead and I would connect my PlayStation and I would watch a 3D movie through the PlayStation. It would work fine. So I went on the internet, and it does seem that every person who has this projector has had problems with Sky HD. To Panasonic's credit, they addressed this right away. They acknowledged that it was a fault. Take note, Apple, this is how you deal with a problem. You don't ignore it. They acknowledged that it's a fault, and what they done is they released a firmware update for it. Now, I'm not sure if you remember earlier, I said that it was a real shame you couldn't update the firmware on this, whereas with my TV, my amplifier, my Xbox, my PlayStation, the Sky HD box, you can update the firmware automatically on all of those. You can have them updated via USB or Wi-Fi. With this thing, unfortunately, you can't update the firmware yourself. There is a fix for the Skybox, but you need to send the projector straight back to Panasonic, have them flash the new firmware on there, send it back to you. So if you get this, I mean it's the end of March at the moment, 2012, if you get this anytime soon, be prepared to have to ship it straight back to Panasonic if you plan on watching Sky 3D on it, which is a real shame. To Panasonic's credit, they've dealt with this in a very good fashion. From what I've heard, people who call Panasonic on a Monday, within 24 hours, Panasonic will have someone collect it. It gets to Panasonic 24 hours after that. They usually, 9 out of 10 times, will flash the new firmware on there and have it sent straight back to you within another 24 hours of that. So they have it sent straight back to you the very same day as they receive it, 9 out of 10 times. So usually it's a 3 to 4 day turnaround, but it's a real shame that this issue is happening straight out of the box. Okay, I remember when I first got a projector, I thought to myself, 1080p pictures look fantastic when they're blown up so big, but how would a DVD fare with it? So my Blu-ray copy of Remember Me came with both the DVD and the Blu-ray copy in the package. So first I'll put in the Blu-ray copy. I'm going to play the same clip for you back to back and show you that this thing deals with DVDs in a fantastic way. I mean, this is just playing through a PlayStation 3, it's not even a standalone Blu-ray player. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you that the PlayStation upscaling the image is just as good when the projector puts it out, well, almost as good when the projector puts it out as a Blu-ray. So let's go choose the first scene. Here we go. Okay, so this is the Blu-ray copy. So you can see the image is very sharp, very vibrant. Now we'll go ahead and we'll put in the DVD copy and play the same scene again. Okay, so now we've put in the DVD copy, I'll go ahead and select the same scene. I mean, they're pretty close together. You can tell the difference between the Blu-ray and the DVD copy, but it's definitely not like when you watch Sky HD compared to a normal RF aerial watching standard, BBC One on just a standard aerial compared to when you watch it in HD. This is much closer than what you get when you have that experience. So as you can see, if you really focus, you can tell it's a DVD. You can tell it's not Blu-ray. Like if you look at Robert Pattinson's stubble there, you can see it's a lot sharper on the Blu-ray copy, but it's definitely watchable. It's much better than what I thought it would be. The PlayStation does a fantastic job of upscaling it to 1080p, and it looks far better on this projector than I've seen on the TV in my bedroom, for example. When I try to watch DVDs, you can usually tell a lot easier on the TV in my bedroom, but this, it deals with it very well. So if you have a big DVD collection, you really, unless you absolutely love the film, I would recommend that you just keep it on DVD. You wouldn't need to update it to Blu-ray because this projector does a fantastic job of playing DVDs at a very good quality, even on a 110-inch screen, as you can see in front of you now. Now this projector does have a game mode, which is designed to reduce input lag, makes the colors a bit more vibrant as well. I would like to say that this is absolutely fantastic for video games. I didn't notice any input lag when playing on this. On my TV that you can see over there, that has 30 milliseconds of input lag, and when I play on the projector and then I play it on the TV, I can just about notice a little bit of input lag. The only thing that I would say to watch out for is, say you're playing an online game like Modern Warfare 3, where there's going to be people shooting at you from all corners of the screen. So say up here on the left you've got someone shooting at you. If you have the image taking up the whole wall, it's like being in the front row of a cinema. Your eyes are going to be focused there in the middle of the screen. So you'll have to look up on the top left of the screen to see the person shooting you. And with online play, that can make the difference between, you know, being killed and spotting the person just in time to either get away from them or shoot them yourself. Whereas with a TV, you can see the whole thing pretty easily right in front of you. So say you're playing on the TV and there's someone shooting at you in the top left of the screen, you'll be able to see it. Whereas with the projector, it's like being in the front row of the cinema. Sometimes, you know, you have to move your head left and right or move your eyes left and right in order to see who's coming at you. It's not that big of an issue. It's only for like competitive online play. I wanted to point that out for. But when you're playing games like Silent Hill, games with atmosphere, and you're playing it on a 110-inch, 120-inch screen, it really gets you, you know, it really immerses you into the experience. So I would definitely recommend this for gaming. Okay, to summarize my review, let's start off with the bad points. Unfortunately, even at over £2,000, this doesn't come with any pair of 3D glasses, so you'll go ahead and have to budget another £80 to £120 to get a pair of glasses with it. There's also the issue with Sky HD, which means if you wanted to watch 3D using a Skybox, you have to package it up, send it back to Panasonic, which is a pain. The only other con about this, it's in relation to that actually, is that you can't update the firmware yourself. So if there's ever any issues with devices that get released in the future, I can just imagine that it's going to be another trip back to Panasonic. Hopefully that won't be an issue though. Hopefully the latest firmware fix would have fixed everything, and it will be future-proof as well, but there's really no way to tell. Now for the good, and there's a lot. First of all, the picture quality is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love the picture quality on this thing. I've seen what Sony have to offer with their HW series, their latest projectors. I've seen what Epson have to offer, and whilst Epson gets pretty close, I would give this projector the edge. The image quality on it is fantastic. It's bright and vibrant. The throw distance is great. The lens shift is another big plus. As I said previously, I had to line up my projector straight with the screen, and you know, if it wasn't in line with the screen, I'd have to physically move the projector itself. With lens shift, you can move the image left and right, you can adjust it wherever you want. You can have the projector pretty much anywhere in the room. As I said, my projector, when I saw how big this thing was, I knew I wouldn't be able to stick it to my plasterboard ceiling. I have it on a small table. It's about a foot and a half off the floor, and because with the lens shift I can actually move the lens up and move it to the left, I have it in the corner of the room, so it's not intrusive, it's not in the way, and it's projecting the image straight, as if it was straight in line with the actual screen itself. So lens shift is another fantastic option. Lens memory is great, as I showed you earlier with Twilight, how it automatically changes and zooms into the image when you're watching a film which is 2.35 by 1, which has borders, and how it automatically goes back to 16 by 9, I'm sorry, when you go back, when you change source, it automatically detects it and goes back to the 16 by 9. Again, there's that little complaint that if you have anything on IMAX, it rezooms. It wouldn't have been that much of an issue if it didn't have the word processing in the middle while it was doing it, because then you wouldn't mind so much. But it kind of interferes with the film. But again, I'd rather have the function there because it adds a lot more than it takes away. Because very few films are gonna get in the way of that. Other than that, the 3D performance on this thing is fantastic. It's 10 times better. We've got a 3D Samsung and a Sony TV in this house as well, and it's much better than what they have to offer. I know Samsung aren't very well known for their 3D performance. They're actually renowned for it being pretty poor, but the 3D on this is fantastic. I also found it to be less taxing on the eyes when watching 3D on this projector. But overall, I would give this projector hands down my seal of approval. If anyone in my family was going to buy a projector, anything under £5 grand, this is the one to get. If you look around online, I found this £2,199 was the cheapest I found it. I believe Richer Sounds in the UK will actually price match even online prices, so you can actually collect it from in-store if you wanted to from them. There's not one near me, unfortunately. I would definitely recommend this projector to anyone for gaming, for movies, It's not a replacement for a TV, for the few of you that were asking, that wanted to know, but as far as projectors go, this is absolutely fantastic, and I would definitely give it my seal of approval. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me. I will do my best to go through the menus and find out whatever it is you want me to find out, or to set up any scenarios you want me to do, so I can get answers for you. I hope you enjoyed this review. Any questions, any comments, please feel free and let me know. And thank you for watching.